Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you for coming here today. Appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the system. This is the only time I've got a chance to address you. And what I'm going to try to do, to try to lay it out and kind of explain a little bit the way that we see it. We heard the testimony, and it's not what the state says. They didn't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. What did you hear? You heard Officer Gago come in here, come in here, and he says, look, I showed up. I had no reason to be there. I didn't check anything. I didn't look for a warrant. I didn't make a phone call. I didn't get on my BSO issued radio to call anybody to find out if it was okay to let this woman in to this house. But I'm here. Just go knock on the door. Let's see what trouble we can get into. Knocks on the door, or excuse me, rings the doorbell. The door opens up. There's my client. When she stood up in the jury box, all 5'3", 5'4" of her. Her arm length is about half of mine, maybe 2 feet, 1 foot. And what does Officer Gago testify to? He says, look, I asked her to come into our house. Well, why, officer? Why did you ask her to come into the house? Well, because that lady told me to. Any other reason? No, she told me to. Okay. Ma'am, can I come in your house? Absolutely not. Well, no wasn't a good answer. It's not going to happen. It's Officer Gago. He's coming in the house. He was called there. He's coming. He says, permission or not, he was getting in. Not only did he get in, he wasn't taking no. Ms. Valladares was at the doorstep of her own home in the United States of America. This is a free country. I know it. I live in it. There are rules and laws, and they have to be followed by everybody, including police officers. We don't let police officers, judges, state attorneys, defense lawyers come to people's homes, knock on the door and say, this lady said she left some stuff here. We're going to come and get it. Officer Gago's testimony is, I know she didn't live there anymore. Well, Officer Gago, how long did she live there? About 5 months. That's not even accurate. The accurate statement is, look, I lived there about 3 or 4 months, which is still a long time. It's not like she lived there a week. It wasn't like she lived there 2 days. She just moved in. There's boxes in the garage. No, she moved into an empty house that she rented from a landlord when she got this knock on the door. Now, what didn't you hear Officer Gago say? He didn't say, hey, she punched me, she pushed me. What he said was, if you listen to his testimony was, her hand went up. I grabbed her. She didn't push him. She testified to that. Her daughter, who was standing there behind the door, testified to that. She didn't push him. Her hand went up as she went to close the door, because in America, a free society, when somebody comes in your house that doesn't belong there, you're allowed to say, no, you can't come in. I don't want to deal with you. And close the door and go on about your business. You don't get yanked out of your house. You shouldn't be yanked out of your house and arrested and threatened. It doesn't work that way. Not in the United States of America. Not only did you not hear Officer Gago say, hey, I didn't get hit. What you also heard him say was, look, I called for backup. And when my backup got here, they all went into the house. And you heard that testified to by the officer, by Ms. Valladares, and by her daughter. So like I said, it was the intent of Officer Gago to get into that house, no matter what. And yes, the state attorney's right. We go by your memory. And you were here. I heard it. They heard it. You guys heard it. You were listening. I was watching. We all heard what the officer said. Now, if you remember back, the officer had a little bit of trouble remembering certain things. The attorney had some issues remembering certain facts about this case also. They brought up this whole, she's living there with her boyfriend, the ex of this lady. It's not true. Never happened. And that was $5 on the stand. I said, what's this boyfriend thing? No, I don't have a boyfriend. I haven't lived there with a boyfriend. I never had a husband. I never had anybody living in that house. They're telling you this happened down somewhere in the driveway. Everybody, even the officer is testifying. She's holding on to the door handle of the house. The heck did it happen in the driveway? It's on long arms. She's by the entrance of her house. The other most important fact that I saw testified to by the officer was, he testified he started far away from her and closed that distance. He got close. He got right up on her. And he said, I'm coming in. No, you're not. Yeah, I'm coming in. She wants to come in and get her stuff. Who's she? She's the lady who told me she wants to get her stuff. No. And goes to close the door and gets ripped out of her house. That's what happened here. The state has proven nothing. They have proven that when an officer who is out of control comes to your house and they rip you out, in retaliation for filing an internal affairs investigation, they're going to take you to trial. We're going all the way. You guys know what happened here. We know what happened here. I ask you to go back into that room. Remember, we live in the great state of Florida, in the greatest country on the planet, United States of America. Police officers cannot do what they did here. Nobody can. My client did nothing wrong. She did not put her hand on there. Now, the one last point that I want to talk to you about. The judge is going to instruct you about justification. And that justification of the use of non-lethal force. What we call that is an alternative. If for some reason, which I can't fathom, you, the jury, the decision makers, determine, yeah, that's fine, put our hands on the officer. There is a law, there's a rule, it says, she may have been justified in doing that. I don't think we get that far, but I want the jury to know that. I want you to know that if for some reason you do believe that, she was justified in what she did. Thank you guys for your service. This is one of the other parts of being an American, the jury system, and you guys have served, and I appreciate it, and Ms. Valladares appreciates it. Please go back there and give her a cookie bird. Thank you.
Okay. It's late. Madam Clerk, will you please publish the verdict?
In the County Court of the 17th Judicial Circuit in and for Broward County, Florida, case number 09-26951 in State of Florida versus Elizabeth Valladares. Count 1. We, the jury, finds as follows to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all the searching day of September 2011 court order of Broward County, Florida, Julian Owens Corpus.
Counselor, do you care to poll the jury?
Hang on.
Thank you very much.